I should.
Okay, so, but anybody who does wear glasses on a regular basis will know the fucking frustration of constantly having to fucking clean your glasses like every fucking like 20-30 minutes sometimes, just depending. Like somehow like grease gets on the lenses.
Oh yeah, actually I wore them for a little while. So yeah, like right in the corners, like where it hits your eyebrows or something. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah, like it touches your eyebrows or fucking your eyelashes rub against it or some shit. Like fucking grease builds up, and then it gets all weird and cloudy looking through like just certain portions of it.
Yeah,
it's very irritating.
Yeah,
that's the kind of amazing entertainment you can expect from fucking Chatterbox.
Welcome to the cold open portion of the episode.
Yeah, oh yeah, with Dave Swalquan and Skittles McStabby Pants, where I fucking forgot that I just hit start broadcasting because I'm not good.
You missed the golden opportunity of me sending my troops out to fucking farm and fucking gather stone.
I can't get over that crazy ass bitch joined your fucking your clan, I guess you would call it. Yeah, like a clan.
Yeah.
To fucking get into the Discord to spy to find out the perfect time to fucking betray all of you.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
fucking
insane, right?
A goddamn cell phone game, man.
Yeah, just a fucking mobile game, dude. Like, I mean, it's pretty intense, but still. And like I said, the fucked up thing is they're the strongest alliance already, so they don't.
Well, now you know why.
Yeah.
Stop being a pussy. Get in there and fucking like spy on people and spend hours like forming fake friendships.
Dude. Oh god. No, that's the point though, is they don't have to do that. They could already kick everybody's ass.
No, I know, yeah.
But they still resort, they're just fucking, they have to be just shitty people, dude.
Oh, dude, it's exactly like it's like it seems a lot similar to the forums, like seeing the gamers on the forums at the Sea of Thieves forum, which I'm finally unbanned from.
Nice.
Like literally, I saw this dude fucking, he made a whole thread, literally a thread, talking about how he felt that griefers were a necessary part of the game.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Like, griefers by definition are people that literally don't play the game for any reason other than to make other people miserable.
Yeah.
And they're usually doing it against the rules of the game or against the spirit of the game at the very least.
Right.
And I think where it started getting used was in World of Warcraft, which is like a massive multiplayer online game.
Right.
Sort of like medieval themed kind of thing. And I'm sure you know, but I just like figure a generic explanation just in case of.
Yeah. 5 people on the planet that haven't heard of World of Warcraft.
You never know, man. One of them could be listening. But it started there when advanced players would go and hang out in front of like the towns where the beginners started out and just kill the beginners over and over every time they left town.
God damn, dude.
Even though there was little to no reward. And it was basically like, it was called griefing because it was like, well, I guess it wasn't technically against the rules of the game. It was just a shitty, nasty way to play the game.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Like, dude. Yeah, because again, if you're that high level, you're not getting anything out of, reward-wise from killing somebody who just started.
Exactly.
You're literally doing it just to fucking make people angry, dude.
And it's a really easy line, like, delineation, too. So, like Sea of Thieves is about, like, you're supposed to go and sink other boats and steal their loot, and they're supposed to come back and sink you and steal your loot kind of thing, right?
Right.
Like, that's part of the game. So that's obviously not griefing. But when somebody, like, and this is, I think the spawns have gotten further away. Like, now when you die, you spawn a much further distance away than you used to.
Right.
But before that, it would basically, like, these ships would have an idea of where you'd spawn. So they'd sink your boat, find you, sink your boat again, find you, sink your boat again, over and over and over, knowing full well that there was nothing for them to gain. Like, they're not gaining experience. There's no levels. There's no, like, money in the game or any of that shit. There's nothing to be gained.
It's just to fuck with you.
Yeah, or like this actually happened to me once. Basically people will camp on the beginning islands, like the places where you turn in loot or you start off the game when you load in, and they'll steal your boat before you've even finished loading in to start the game off. And like it's not like the end of the world. You can scuttle your boats. Like, so from anywhere you want, you can just sink your boat yourself.
All right.
As long as you're playing solo. If you're playing with like a team of 4, you'd have to get them to agree to it. If they wouldn't agree, then you could just, leave and join in again. So, I mean, ultimately, it's not an impossible fix, but it's still like such a ridiculously stupid thing to do. Like, it's a shitty way to play the game.
Right.
Yeah, and I spawned in, some dude was trying to steal my boat. He's like, hey, this is my boat. Get the fuck off my boat. I'm like, no, dude, nice try. And then I just shot him because he was not very good gamer. Not very good at the PvP stuff. But like stuff like that, or like the people that like get on your boat and then they know you have loot on there. So they spawn camp. So they figure out where you're going to spawn and they just spawn camp to see how long before you eventually just give up.
Wow.
They don't steal the loot and sink your boat so that you spawn somewhere else. You either got to like be really fast on the scuttling your ship, or because I don't think you can do it when you're dead. You might be able to do it when you're dead. If that's the case, then you just have to scuttle your ship to get out of it. But it's still like just kind of a shitty, nasty way to play the game.
Yeah, they're basically doing it to try to get you to rage quit, and then they can feel happy for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then they're back to being fucking miserable.
It's kind of like a sociopathic drive. Like the only thing they get the kick out of is being in control and having the power. They're not playing the game to enjoy playing the game, because like, yeah, of course you sink a boat, you're like, yeah, sunk that fucking boat, but it's never like, I don't know, malicious.
Yeah, it's not personal.
Yeah, exactly. It's not personal. Whereas these guys make it like their personal thing, and like, oh my god, they're all over the fucking forums. Anytime anybody complains about anything to do with that part of the game, you got like these, like, I don't know, maybe 10 of them that just come in and fucking, you're a whiny bitch, blah blah blah. If you had any balls, you wouldn't run away from other boats, and it's hilarious. Like, it's hilarious.
They're just sitting there fucking scanning the forums, just waiting for somebody to bitch about it.
Essentially, yeah. Like that's the only reason I keep like watching the forums, is because it's fucking hilarious.
Right.
And also because occasionally you get to see little glimpses of what might come out in the game.
All right.
So like people will make suggestions, and every once in a while, like Rare will actually post on certain threads and be like, "Hey, we're definitely watching this thread," kind of thing.
Right.
So you have an idea of like what might come out in like a couple of months when they update, because that's going to be what makes or breaks the game. Because holy shit, is it fucking boring right now?
There's like, not enough to do, or not enough variety.
Not enough variety. Like, there's 3 quest lines, and they're all essentially the same. So one of them is you go to an island and you find a treasure chest, and then you bring it back, and that's one quest line. And it either has just a map of the island with X's on it, or like you solve a little riddle that like each time you get to the next step, it unlocks the next step of the riddle where the chest is. And that's usually like 2 or 3 steps at most, and not like particularly hard. It's fairly simple.
I gotcha.
That's bringing the treasure, and then you just dig up the treasure chest and bring it back. So it's essentially not much different.
So you can figure out the riddle, or you just have to try all the different X's, like digging at all the different X's until you find it.
It'll give you either or. So it'll either give you like the name of the island you're supposed to go to and a riddle to solve on the island to find a chest, or it'll give you a map of an island that you have to find on your chart that just has X's on that map, and you have to find where the X's are on the island yourself and like dig them up. So, and that's just the treasure chest thing. And it's not like, it's fun, but like at a certain point, it's like, how many times can you do that and still be fun, right?
Yeah, it starts getting really grindy and repetitive.
Yeah, I'm about halfway to max level, so I'm roughly 25. If you average it all out, I'm 25, all the way across. Then there's the Merchant's Line quest, which is you get a list of things you're supposed to go find, and you go to an island and like catch a chicken and a pig and a fucking snake, and then you take it to another place and turn it in. Or you get a skeleton quest, which is you go and you kill a bunch of skeletons and their skeleton captain and bring his head back.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like 3 different, very slight variations on fetch quests. The other thing they have is skeleton forts that are active every like 4 hours on a map. And that's just like an island that's filled with skeletons, and you kill like 10 different waves of bad guys. And then you kill the final captain of the island.
Right.
And he drops a key that opens like a big chest of loot. And it's like, you know, easily... you can do a skeleton fort if you don't get attacked by other people, and you probably will. But if you don't, in like 20 minutes. 10 to 20 minutes if you're doing all right.
Right.
You know, and if you're getting attacked, it might take like an hour and a half because you're, you know, sinking other boats in between waves.
Oh, right.
But the reward is like 10 times what you would get for the same amount of time just digging up like treasures or doing any of the other fetch quests.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then there's the PvP stuff where you're sinking other boats, and that's it. That's all that's in the game. So it's fun. But at the same time, like it's gotten to the point where it's like it's so repetitive that they just didn't make enough of a game.
Right. Yeah, although that seems to be the trend. Although they're probably not going to be charging for the additional content, right?
No, the additional content is going to be free.
Okay.
So that's the saving grace, because they charge $60 like it's a AAA title. And with all the issues and errors in the game, it's like playing a beta.
Yeah.
But like the other thing is, when all the advertising and stuff was going on, the beta test was allowed to put out videos of them like showing the game. And this was all in the beta test, and they made it seem like they were going to be bringing out a whole bunch of other stuff before it opened. And really, it's no different from when the beta was going on. So a lot of people are super pissed. And of course, you know, where are you going to go? You're going to go to the forums because you can't get your money back. If you've played for more than 2 hours, you can't get your money back. And you're like, this is ridiculous. Where's the rest of the fucking game? Like,
yeah. You always kind of wonder if they had that already. And then they're just kind of doling it out, or going to dole it out little by little. It's what kind of bugged me. I didn't realize it at the time, but like with the first Star Wars Battlefront for like the PS4, or well, I guess it's for the Xbox version too. But like they had the official game at release, and then they had like 4 additional downloads, or you buy the season pass for like another $50. I think there were 15 each, or 50 for all 4 of them. And it turns out that all that shit that was in the additional DLC that you had to pay for was in the beta version already.
Yeah.
Like all the locations and shit, all that was in there. So essentially, they sold you half a game and then made you pay extra
for the other half. Yeah, well, that's what's going on in a bunch of different games, man.
Yeah.
Fucking tons.
Yeah, fucking bullshit, dude.
I think the most notorious, I forget what game it was, but there was a game where literally all the extra content was on the game disc already, and you just had to pay for a code that unlocked what you already fucking had.
That doesn't surprise me at all, dude.
But that was like a big thing for a while. People were pissed.
Yeah, the game companies are getting really fucking greedy, dude. Like amazingly greedy.
Yeah.
It's just like, even with the new Battlefront, the Star Wars Battlefront 2, man, I don't know if you heard about any of that mess, dude, but it was pretty much pay to win with the loot boxes and shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars, man. Star Wars has always been about making money.
Yeah.
Like, the first 3 movies that came out, like the original 3 in the 70s and the 80s and shit, were great.
Right.
And it was awesome that they were great because it was a great sort of match. Like, they made a bunch of money off the shit that they wanted to make money off of, but we also got really good films. The problem is the storytelling has become like this generic fucking vanilla garbage.
Yeah, it's formulaic, man.
Yeah, because they're just trying to make as much money as they can off of like video games and toys and fucking TV shows and cartoons and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I heard that Lucas actually gave up a lot of the other shit to have all the merchandising rights. So that made him unbelievably fucking wealthy. You know, all the action figures and all that kind of shit.
Like, selling it to Disney made him tons of fucking money. I don't even know what he's going to do with all the money. I don't care. I mean, it's money, whatever. But
right.
I don't even know what he's going to do. Like, at a certain point, like, I'd be like, I mean, honestly, I don't understand the people that, like, you have like $500 million and you're like, I just need to make it to $1 billion. It's like, fucking why?
Yeah. Unless you're going to start trying to buy countries, like, what? Why do you need that much fucking money?
Yeah,
you can rent out fucking Luxembourg. Or wait, is it Luxembourg or Liechtenstein? I always mix them up. But there's a country that will actually rent out the country to you, dude.
Yeah, there you go, man. Rent it out. I wanted to say
it's one of the really small ones in Europe. You know how they have a couple little tiny little countries, Luxembourg or Liechtenstein. I can't remember. Hold on, because I know it started with Snoop Dogg wanting to rent it out. So let me fucking find it here.
I'm going to say hey to the chat because we got Mad Metal Man, 40 Mike, and Noob Killer in the chat.
All right.
Yeah, I like the Mad Metal Man pirate thing. This blithering barrel scum game company should be tied to the mast and fed to the birds. Mike says it's pretty much an early access in disguise. It is pretty much with the Sea of Thieves. It's fun early access, but it is early access. And then Noob Killer wants to know what sort of dark magic led us to do one when the sun is out.
Yeah, we always have a Thursday show.
Yeah, the Thursday afternoon show. That's a. Yeah. I don't know how old that is, but it's been forever, ever and ever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been doing it for a good, probably a good, 6 months probably now, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe not quite that long, but yeah, it was almost always, the Sunday night thing, and then we started doing the Thursdays. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, anyways, it was Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein for hire at $70,000 a night.
Dude, that's a trip, man.
Yeah, pretty fucking crazy.
Well, I mean,
it literally started with Snoop Dogg wanting to rent it out, and that didn't happen.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. If you can fucking pull it off, why not?
Dude, I got nothing wrong with that, man. Dude, I just think Snoop Dogg is such a fucking character, though. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the rental that you get to fucking smoke all the weed you want. Because I think if that's illegal there, it defeats the purpose of him fucking renting it.
Right. Damn. 70 grand a night. That's actually a pretty good deal. I mean, Liechtenstein's a very small little principality or whatever they call it, but still.
Mike says we should buy a country.
Yeah.
I'd buy a country, dude. Can we name the country Stabby Pants? I mean, or just something ridiculous. I mean, we could name it like Bob.
Right.
Bob the country. Welcome to Bob, the land of Bob.
Yeah. Do like the Galactic Bubble guy who renamed Earth as Carlos.
Well, Carlos works too. I was just thinking then Bob Rahan could be the national anthem of Bob.
Yeah, that'll work, dude. Someday, man, it'll totally happen someday.
And then we won't actually have any like athletes in the Olympics. We'll just compete ourselves so that we get like a free trip.
Yeah, we'll just show up. We'll pull in Eddie the Eagle and fucking finish dead last. Yeah, you remember that? Did you ever hear about that? There was a dude. It was he was a British guy, and he actually got sent to the Olympics as a ski jumper, and he could do it. He could, physically go off the ramp and land, but he was fucking not even average at it. But they actually sent him, dude.
And he's done it. He did it twice though. He did it once, I think, with the Britain. And then once for another country before, like, it got to the point where everybody finally figured out his game.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't even hear about him going to another country.
Maybe that was a chick. There was a chick that did that for a couple different countries, maybe from Canada too.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a few people that have done that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no surprise that Metal Man wants to buy Romania and rebuild the castle of Vlad.
Right.
Rebuild his legacy. You know what, dude? If you could recruit, as long as you're only impaling hipsters, man, I'm totally okay with that.
Right. Vlad Dracul.
It's like, I want an extra hot soy latte with 2.5 pumps of vanilla. All right, he's all yours, dude.
Right.
You're gonna pay that, dude.
Yeah, lure him in, dude.
Oh god. What was it? I was watching a little blurb on one of the golf channels, and this dude was fucking talking about how he won this tournament. And he saw this dude in a bright red shirt, and he's so excited. He just, like, the first person he saw was this dude in this bright red shirt. So he ran up and, like, hugged the guy and was jumping around. And later on, he was talking to somebody backstage who was, like, a priest. And the guy was like, hey, do you know who the guy in the red shirt you were hugging was? And he goes, oh, was it a priest? Thinking, oh, yeah, I went and hugged a priest. I hope that was not, like, uncool or something. And it turns out the guy he hugged has conned his way into every major sporting event for like the last decade.
Oh wow.
Managed to sneak into like all the fucking games, like all the golf games, football games, baseball games, and it's like notorious for it. It's just like, well, fuck, you know.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing a thing on it wasn't sports, but it was like entertainment / Hollywood events, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was something like basically you would you'd walk in and you'd be closer to one guy, but you'd be looking away from him at the other guy that's checking people in. You know what I mean? So like each one thought the other person's kind of checking you in or whatever, and end up just walking through.
Yeah, that's a clever way to go. I don't know what Walpurgis knocked means, Mike. I it sounds something like purging. So I'm probably okay with it.
Nacht is night in German. I know that.
Yeah.
Something to do with Walmart and purging at night? I don't know.
Purge the Walmart night people. I kind of like the people at Walmart at night. I haven't been to Walmart in a long fucking time.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't go into fucking Walmart.
I used to go because it was one of the few places anywhere around that was like 24 hours.
Oh, right.
And then they changed it to like it was only open till 11 o'clock, and so like there's no real fucking benefit to going to Walmart.
Right. Oh, apparently it's a Dracula reference, dude.
The Feast of St. Walpurga.
Yeah, okay. Very good. I appreciate the... Oh, wow. Mike came up with it, and Mad Metal came with the explanation. Teamwork, guys. Good job.
That's the way it goes. So to fucking South Africa, man, that shit's going nuts. You seen that? They're like fucking killing people on their fucking farms to try to fucking take the farms back and shit. Like crazy fucking racist crap.
Oh, yeah. It's the black people killing white people, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super that way.
Yeah.
Fucking, I think it's Lauren Southern, the Canadian blonde twit girl.
Yeah.
Lauren Southern.
Yeah.
Who's doing like a, what do you call this? Documentary.
Yeah, she's been at it for a while now. Yeah.
I was just watching a little bit where she was talking to some people, and they were like prepping for fucking civil war because it's coming in South Africa.
Wow.
So they're like literally like these farmers were like they've set up a rig that they can throw on the back of their truck that'll allow them to start off a new farm somewhere like way out in the fucking boonies where nobody will know where they're at.
Oh, wow.
And so they basically can just load all their shit up in their trucks and fucking drive off with their fucking rifles and their starter food.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. Like, that's how bad it is.
Dude, it's kind of like the zombie apocalypse, just without the zombies.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, originally... I don't know. Originally, there was a big push with the zombie plan. Like, what's your zombie prep plan? And it was essentially preppers seized on. Well, not just preppers, but also the government, in some respects, seized on the real like spike in popularity of zombie movies. and used it to educate people about being ready for like a disaster.
Yeah,
so they were like, "What's your zombie plan?" And essentially they tried to get people to come up with plans, like if there was like a hurricane or a fucking earthquake or like the house caught on fire or some shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Metal Man's plan is to eat the zombies. Okay. But it was a good way because a lot of people had a lot of fun with it and actually like, you know, put together like their zombie preparedness plans and equipment. Although that did mean a lot of people had like fucking shovels for no apparent reason. Because there was a book that came out that said like the shovel was the ultimate zombie weapon.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't agree, but all right. Like,
yeah, that's fucking weird.
Oh, it's the zombie survival guide. Like that dude, he fucking like he wrote another book and it turned into a movie with like Brad Pitt and everything.
Oh, the World War Z.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the same guy that did that. Like the guy that wrote that. Although in World War Z the zombies were slow, they weren't fast.
No, they were fucking really fast in that one, dude.
No. World War Z in the book.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, in the book World War Z, it was like a fucking slow zombies. In the movie, they made them super fast and changed a bunch of shit. Yeah. Which is how that shit goes.
Right. Yeah. Actually, me and my son were talking about it the other day about how the in The Walking Dead in the first I don't know if it was just the first season or how long it lasted, but they were actually a lot faster and they would try to open doors and shit, and then at some point that had changed and they were just completely fucking retarded.
Oh, it must be a fucking different director or a different showrunner got involved after the first season.
Yeah, it was. Although I thought that was kind of a good idea, even if that wasn't the case, that they were deteriorating. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, they would eventually start slowing down.
Well, realistically, zombies would only last like 6 months.
Yeah,
or not even that. Like before, like decay set in and the fucking ligaments and shit rotted away and they just fell apart.
Yeah, exactly. Like why does it start rotting like that and then suddenly stop at some point?
Yeah, that's the part that's really unbelievable. Like, and really, their biggest enemy would be like houseflies, because maggots and stuff would fucking accelerate that extremely as they just eat through the fucking dead flesh.
Yeah, later, Mike. Oh, Mike's taking off.
Yeah,
thanks for stopping by. But yeah, since maggots only eat rotten flesh, that's why they'll put them into fucking wounds and shit, because they won't eat the healthy shit.
So fucking as they rot, they're gonna eat it and expose more unrotted flesh to the air, and it would just all fucking fall apart.
Yeah. They'd essentially be eaten to the fucking bone, like pretty fucking quickly.
Oh, fuckwatch that was done on purpose in the show you're talking about, and also the decay makeup changes through the seasons.
Yeah. Okay, so they did do kind of a gradual. I couldn't remember because I didn't watch the show at first because I'm a fucking kind of a contrarian hipster asshole like that. If something's popular, I don't want to watch it.
Oh, see, I didn't watch it because I was just fucking full up on zombie stuff. Like, I'd seen so much at that point.
Right.
I was just like, I'm so fucking done with zombies. I got to find something else to watch.
Yeah, see, I hadn't seen a whole lot, but I just wasn't interested in it. And then again, my son was watching it, and I got into it. And I'm like, this is actually a pretty good show. So I kind of I binge watched the early episodes at some point. It's easier to kind of notice that shit too. You know what I mean? When you're watching them all in one shot instead of once a week or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's one of the cool things about that sort of method of watching like TV and stuff.
Right? Yeah, you don't have to wait around for fucking that fucking bullshit.
Well, but you also, like if you get to watch some of these hour-long like series that happen like once a week,
right?
The stories are really a lot deeper than you really get by just watching them every other week if you watch them all in a row.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the development because it's so drawn out. Watching it once a week or whatever.
Yeah, you kind of forget the last one.
Picture kind of thing.
Yeah, you forget a lot of the small details over like the space of a week, and you only really remember the broad strokes.
Right.
But when you watch like 10 episodes in a row, you're like, oh, holy shit, there was so much more there than I ever would have thought.
That is pretty crazy, dude. Do you still watch The Walking Dead or no?
No, I watched like a season of it, and then I was just zombied out. I was like, I can't watch zombie shit no more, so I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah.
Well,
again, at this point, pretty quickly, I mean, it's more about the fucking people and the interactions than it is. The zombies are kind of secondary, almost kind of a MacGuffin.
Well, then fuck that. Not interesting. I watch the zombies thing. I want to watch it for the fucking zombies. That's the key.
Yeah, no, there's definitely zombies in it, obviously, but yeah, again, especially at this point, it's and they even say it in the fucking show. The characters are like, people are more dangerous than zombies now.
Well, to be fair, in the case of that, like I even though I'm not necessarily interested in watching it, realistically, that would make sense though. Because like as you know, you get like 7 years after the fucking zombie apocalypse. The people that were still alive would be the tough motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Because all the weak ass bitches would be done. They'd be fucking done like, early on.
Right. They get turned. They get eaten and turned.
Exactly. Yeah. So the people that are left by of necessity are going to be the toughest of the tough, or the extremely lucky. You never know. It could be like
I was going to say, yeah.
They just have this ridiculous luck, and zombies just kill themselves around them all the time by accident.
Right. The zombies are constantly slipping on banana peels all around them.
Well, fucking okay. So, Night of the Living Dead, that series of movies, I think has 6 movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts with like Night of the Living Dead, then it's like Dawn of the Dead, then Day of the Dead, then fucking Land of the Dead. There's a bunch of different movies in it, and. Right. I want to say it's Land of the Dead, which is like the most recent one. The fucking zombies start to gain back some of the very basic faculties.
Oh, wow.
So not like talking or communicating or not eating people or anything, silly like that, but like seeing a zombie die a certain way and then putting on a helmet. Like somebody beats a zombie's head in with a fucking baseball bat, and another zombie like looks at it and goes and fucking puts something on its head.
Oh, I gotcha. It protects itself.
Yeah. So that seems kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Right.
Well, it's also crazy that fucking series has gone on that long. That they're still making those movies. I mean, Night of the Dead was fucking amazing, but.
Yeah, well, that was Romero's thing, right?
Romero? The Romero series, yeah.
Yeah. He passed away, right? Am I thinking of someone else? Or did George Romero pass away, or am I confusing him with someone else?
Born April 30th, 1977, aged 40 years. No, that's a Cuban mixed martial artist. I'm looking for John Romero, right?
George, I think.
George Romero?
Maybe. Fuck, dude. Let me see. Maybe not. Yeah, it's George Romero.
Yeah. I found Yoel Romero. Oh, he died in 2017, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I thought he died somewhat recently.
Yeah. So the movies, that series is probably over. But you never know. Like, people will fucking...
Yeah. Yeah, someone will try to continue it on, dude.
Oh, he did the crazy.
Like Tolkien's son kept trying to finish Tolkien's work after he died.
Well, that's interesting. He did the Crazies and Night of the Living Dead, both of which had remakes. Both of which he was involved in, apparently.
Yeah, I forget which Call of Duty it was, but they had one with a cameo by George Romero, where he was, I can't remember if he was one of the enemies or if he helped you out or what. I think he was helping you out, but maybe not.
Maybe. Oh, it was Survival of the Dead was like 2009. 2005 was Land of the Dead. And then there was Diary of the Dead was 2007 and Day of the Dead was 2008.
Mm-hmm.
2011 was Dead Time Stories as himself.
Special zombie and the main antagonist in the zombies map. Oh yeah, it was called Call of the Dead. Yeah.
That guy did a lot of fucking zombie movies, man.
Yeah, he did. Prolific. That guy was prolific.
Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, that was a trip. I thought like that they were like, we're gonna make the zombies slowly gain back some of the intelligence.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
also did Creepshow. Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, Romero also did Creepshow. Yeah.
Oh, did he? I thought that was Stephen King.
No, well, he did at least one episode of it. I don't know if that was. Was there only one movie, or was it a show, or I don't know enough about it.
Creepshow is a movie. I know Stephen King's in one of them. It's the one that gets.
Well, he did the first one. I didn't see that he did the rest of them, though.
Yeah. Oh, there's more. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay. All right. I completely forgot there were other ones, dude. Yeah, I just remember the first one where he Stephen King plays the character that finds that meteor.
Yeah, Creepshow 1 was Romero. And then
what's the one I was talking about that Stephen King was actually in the scene? Was that Creepshow 1 or was that one of the other ones?
Creepshow, I think you might be thinking Creepshow 2 or 3.
All right. Oh shit, that's gonna fucking bug me, dude. All right.
Yeah, the Creepshow 2 is the one that had the raft and the hitchhiker and the old Chief Woodenhead.
Yeah,
well,
you remember the one where the Stephen King gets that meteor lands and he gets the shit on him and then the plant shit starts growing all over him. Do you remember that one?
Let's see. That must have been in 3.
All right, let's see. It says Creepshow.
Oh, maybe that was the first one. I think I've only ever seen the second then. That's something I got on DVD at some point.
Yeah, like Stephen King plays this like simpleton guy who, like, again, a meteor hits outside, he goes out, it like cracks open and he like touches the stuff, like it's all hot. He touches it and he's like, meteor shit. Fucking, I don't know why that always fucking cracked me up. But yeah, anyways, eventually it starts growing, like just on his fingers, but it ends up spreading all over his fucking body, the plant stuff. Okay, anyways, dude.
No, I don't think I've seen that one. I think I've only ever watched Creepshow 2. I need to get the other 3.
All right. Yeah.
So Creepshow was written. The books were written by Stephen King. It looks like.
Okay. And Romero, wrote?
Romero must have done like the screenplays or something. Like wrote the screenplay for some odd reason.
Oh yeah, here we go. Dark comedy horror anthology film directed by George Romero, written by Stephen King. Okay. Making this film his screenwriting debut. Really? Okay. Yeah, I guess the other ones were just adaptations of his books. They weren't actual screenwriting, like Carrie and fucking, shit like that.
Yeah,
whatever
Stephen King did a lot of fucking great stuff from Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a penchant for being able to do like that really good sort of middle ground horror.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not terrifying.
Right.
But it's a little unsettling, I suppose. Like, I don't know. I've never found any of his stuff to be like genuinely scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like it's more entertaining than scary. Like, it's pretty entertaining. Not necessarily the scariest.
Yeah. Oh, man. I like Clive Barker the whole time in the chat, and King was in the first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I just liked old. He said the second one wasn't bad and the third was garbage. The second Creepshow, the only thing I really liked about that one was the raft.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was such a silly fucking thing. Like, these kids are all stuck on a raft, and I'm like, I'd have escaped because I'd have fucking thrown one of the guys off really early on and fucking swam the fuck out.
All right. Trying to think of that. Oh wait, is that the one where they're like it's like a large pond essentially, and there's like the shit that's surrounding them. They can't. It's almost
there's like
like
some sort of like fucking monster, but you can't tell what it is. It just looks like a fucking a greasy spot with a bunch of plants or shit.
Okay, yeah. Is there one
So,
at
like,
one
the
point
bottom.
one of them makes it to shore, but then the thing comes up and like overwhelms them?
Yeah, because
Like
he fucking stops. He just stops like maybe 3 feet away from the water.
Okay, I have seen that, dude. Okay. All right. I remember that thing. I remember that scene at least.
Like,
but yeah,
at
you're
one
right.
point
You
he's
just
like
throw somebody on one side, and as soon as the fucking oil slick goes after them, fucking swim the other way.
yeah, like that other guy was like a douche bucket. I'd be like, fuck that dude. Because everybody's freaking out. Nobody's going to expect me to throw his ass off, and the chicks aren't really going to do shit. So just fucking throw his ass off while it's eating. They're screaming and keeping its attention. I'm swimming away, dude.
Right. Later, bitches.
Peace. You know, I'll be real sad, but I can find other chicks that aren't interested in me just as easily.
Right. Dude, there was the original Creep Show. There was the one it just said Ted Danson. That reminded me. The Ted Danson character gets like buried in his head in the sand at the beach.
It's white.
Yeah, at low tide. Yeah, and then the tide comes in and all that crazy
kills
shit.
Shit. Yeah. I like that he fucking comes back and he's like, "Baby, I want to be with you."
Right. Fucking
take
creepy.
that bitch back to hell with him down in the fucking briny depths.
Yeah. Was the old man and the I want my cake, was that in fucking Creep Show, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know what that is. I mean, the thing is, you got to remember, I don't think I've seen the first Creep Show. Maybe I've seen that Ted Danson part. Maybe I have seen it, but it was so long ago that that's the only part I remember.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure that was Creep Show. Yeah, the guy's fucking old man, fucking asking for his cake the whole time. Just a fucking asshole.
Oh, fucking! So the Parkland, one of the Parkland teachers is in trouble now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought this was an interesting one. His gun was fired in a public bathroom. So he said he'd be willing to be trained to carry a gun to protect high school. He faces criminal charges because he left his Glock in a public restroom, where later it was fired by an intoxicated homeless man.
Wow.
This to me reeks of fucking setup, to be honest. Like, I don't know that I buy it because it's the same fucking place.
Yeah, that is fucking shooting? Yeah, that is really coincidental. Way too coincidental to be coincidental.
Yeah, put on your tinfoil hats. I think this is a fucking setup. People are trying to make the concept of arming teachers sound stupid. Like, they suppressed all the cases where, like, I mean, there was a week or two after where a fucking resource officer literally shot and killed a person who was trying to do a school shooting and managed to make it so only 3 people were injured and nobody was killed.
Right. Yeah. No, it's amazing how much they'll hold on to that fucking the dogma, man.
Yeah.
Like, they will not be swayed by any kind of evidence to the contrary of their fucking opinion about how guns need to just go away.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking goddamn. Fucking. Then it's just stabbings and bombings and fucking fires and shit.
Right.
It doesn't end that way. But I was watching Mike the Cop, who's a cop on YouTube. And he reached out and confirmed that the training he received was the same as the training that all the officers in the Broward County Sheriff's Office received.
Right.
Their training is to go immediately deal with the shooter.
Wow.
So all the other stuff people are saying is total horse shit. And all the shit that the fucking superior officers were saying when they ordered the people away from the scene were exactly opposite to what those officers' responsibilities were.
Wow.
And very few officers agree with them. Almost all officers are like, yeah, they should have disregarded the orders. They had an obligation to disregard orders to do what they're not supposed to do. And
yeah, the I was just following orders thing has been out since the World War II, since the Nazi shit. The I was just following orders thing is no longer a fucking excuse, dude.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was fascinating to have that confirmed by like an actual police officer who actually knows how to find out like what their standing policy is and how they basically like they just ignored their own policy.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible, dude. So it was essentially cowardice, dude. Or well, I don't know. I guess not. It wasn't them giving.
Well, he starts off saying, "Let me just say, if you're an officer in any application where you're out on the street and you're dealing with criminals and you're dealing with the public, and you feel like you're just doing this for an easy ride until your retirement, get the fuck off the force." Right. He didn't say it that enthusiastically, but
right.
So he kind of implied that a lot of these people thought that they were basically on a cakewalk to retirement, essentially. Like they were, oh, I'm just putting in the last couple of years in this easy place where nobody ever does anything wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I can just easy road to retirement.
That's fucking horrible, man. Yeah, it was one thing when, you know, oh God, how do you just stand by when you know fucking...
I don't know.
Not only teachers, but children are being fucking murdered, dude.
That's the kind of thing that would make me want to eat my gun later.
Yeah.
You know, like, honestly, yeah. I don't think I could fucking look in the mirror after that.
No, I would fucking, off myself. Or
if you're unarmed, like, if you're unarmed, I can totally understand running away. Like, absolutely, man. But if you've got a gun and you've got the training on top of having the gun. So it's not like you just fucking are some fucking random jack-off with a fucking pistol in your fucking pants.
Yeah, it's not like you signed on.
Like, police officer.
It's not like they just fucking threw a gun and a badge at you and said, "Hey, good luck out there." Like, fucking, you have a lot of fucking training, dude. Yeah, fucking horrible, man.
So I thought that was interesting because there was all sorts of conflicting stuff that came out essentially early on to try to like, I think to try to make it so that they didn't have any like consequences,
right?
So to confuse the public so that the public didn't go like, "The fuck was your school resource officer doing running away?" Like, ain't that some horse shit?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
they should all get fucking sued, man. If my kid fucking died in that shit, I'd be suing all those motherfuckers, dude.
Well, if you look at the last, the last kid who was in the hospital just got released not that long ago and was out and said, "Yeah, no, the sheriff's. This is the sheriff's fault."
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the people who are genuinely affected versus just the fucking people who took this as an opportunity to push their career in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
The people who genuinely were affected by this, like they had family or friends or lost or were injured themselves, almost universally are like, "No, this was nothing about guns. This was about the sheriff's, department basically failing."
Yeah. Leading up to the event and obviously during the event,
which is why you don't see the people who actually got shot interviewed on TV.
Yeah, they're not making it to CNN.
It's just these three kids who look good, who probably weren't even at the school at the time.
Right. Dude, I hope fucking David Hogg gets hit by a fucking bus. I hate saying that about anybody, but goddamn that fucking kid.
At first, I thought it was bizarre, like conspiracy theory shit, but like it really does look like he wasn't even at the school.
Yeah.
In his own words.
You're just fucking cashing in, dude, however you can, dude.
Facebook is going to get fucking raked over the fucking coals. I think they're going to end up with a big fine. Oh, William Stenchever is in the chat. What's up, brother?
Welcome, Stenchever.
But that dude's going to get raked over the thing, and it's going to be hilarious. Because essentially what it comes down to is, and this was Ben Shapiro explaining it probably better than I could because he's an actual lawyer. Like, I knew I was right the way I would put it, but the way he put it made more sense. It's essentially, if they operate as a public platform, there's no there's no liability for them on what anybody says because all they are is providing a platform. They're not editing and choosing which content goes through. However, what they have been doing is editing and choosing what content goes through, which then takes away any legal, because then it's no longer a platform. It's essentially like you're like a newspaper or a TV station. So then you are liable for everything that everyone says on that, because you're actively choosing what is and isn't allowed to be put forth.
Yeah, so by doing that, they're actually kind of accomplishing exactly the opposite. Yeah.
Which is exactly how I used to explain it. Was like, you know, if you create a public platform, you can't then turn around and say like only these people are allowed to speak, because then it's not.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, you're basically doing the opposite of what you said you're doing. So yeah, it looks like he's going to get in some trouble with Congress. I think they're sort of rumbling right now, like, so it might not come from this round.
Right.
Like they're basically like, we brought you in, we raked you over the coals. You're clearly created some sort of monopoly, and you're actively trying to silence. You know, because they fucking shut down the fucking Diamond and Silk.
Oh, right. Yeah, the two black chicks, the black
Republican just a couple weeks ago, and it's like, you had to know that was a stupid fucking plan.
Right.
Like, it's not like Congress was like, hey, so you better come over like in an hour. You know, like, you had to know that shit was fucking coming.
And to still do that.
Like, yeah, that they were going to ask you about things, because he came off like a stuttering, bumbling fucking moron who didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And it's like, you're the CEO of a company.
Right. Well, you got to know that Zuckerberg is a fucking coward and pussy in real life. You know?
Yeah.
That's not surprising at all.
Oh, New Killer, you're talking about the data mining? I'm assuming when you say the whole thing with Facebook is BS, because like that's like one of those things that all companies do.
Right.
And that was only part of what they were talking to him about. And it wasn't necessarily that they were data mining, it's that they were data mining with the specific intention of trying to help one side win the election.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it comes down to corporations really shouldn't be getting involved on a corporate level with politics to that extent.
Yeah.
Like, the individuals within the corporations have every right to participate and to, you know, put money for their candidate and vote however they want and talk about whatever they want. But a company with that sort of power, you kind of have to put some checks on it, because it shouldn't be like 1 million people represented by one voice who nobody voted for. Yeah, essentially, when it comes to like influencing elections and stuff. So, I mean, as far as the spirit of the way the system is supposed to work, you know, the whole concept of corporations and what are those people that do all the work, hand out all the free money for them, lobbyists. That whole thing really shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. That shit should be fucking gone, dude. It's the one thing, I don't know if Cenk Uygur's still going after that shit, but it's one of the few decent things he's still doing.
Yeah, the Wolfpack is still going strong. I keep getting email updates about that. But honestly, like, the other thing is the benefit of getting rid of that whole system would be is it would actually lower the bar financially for people to run for offices.
Yeah.
So you get more people who aren't like filthy rich or backed by filthy rich people who would be capable of running for offices. You get more qualified candidates.
Yeah, that would help tremendously, dude. You know, you get people that essentially want to do it because they love doing it and they want to serve, as opposed to people that are doing it because they're fucking filthy rich and they want to get filthier and richier.
Yeah. Or because they serve the people who are filthy rich and they want to be filthy rich too, and they know that as long as they act like a good puppy, to get the pats on the head, they're gonna walk away with millions of dollars, like the Obamas.
Yeah.
Like, the Obamas went in with, I think, a couple $1 million to their name and came out like $100 million.
Yeah,
and,
pretty fucking
same with the Clintons. I don't know about the Bushes. I'm sure the numbers are similar with George Bush Jr. and all that shit. Like, went in with, a few mil and came out with hundreds of millions.
Yeah, it shouldn't be happening, dude.
Yeah, so Noob Killer, Facebook, Google, Twitter, they all decide what the users can see. Yes, and that's the concern. You see, legally speaking, their claim that keeps them from having to face many, many lawsuits is that all we are is we're just a platform. We're not responsible for what people say. But when they're actively curating the content and deciding who can see what, then they're no longer a public platform. So they no longer enjoy the same protections under the First Amendment and constitutional law as if they were just a public platform. They become like CNN, Fox News, any other news company because they're actively editing and curating the content. And yes, they're perfectly allowed to do that. But so far, they've escaped a lot of lawsuits and a lot of trouble by claiming that they're just a public platform. And so that's what the concern is. And they said, legally speaking, that's what their concern should be, because they're going to lose if they try to fucking fight that, because there's way too much data that shows clearly they're extremely biased, and that a lot of the things they're claiming are untrue or unsafe, or just that's not the case. And that they knew it wasn't the case. I mean, in some cases, like there's people in Google that are coming out who used to work for Google against them. So, I mean, it's just not going to play well for them in the long run.
Yeah, they've fucking gotten really fucking arrogant, man. Which I guess I kind of understand the way the system's built up.
Well, if
why
they were
not?
fucking halfway intelligent, they wouldn't be playing one side of the fucking fence. They'd be playing both sides.
Right. Yeah, it seems like it would be to their benefit, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, it would be.
You're going to have more people that are going to be engaged in your fucking service, dude.
Facebook is the only one in the fire because that's who they started with, man. They're going to be going after, I'm pretty sure they're going to be going after Google and Twitter as well. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube gets called in, although that's technically Google, so it probably will be handled in the same situation.
They're probably going to fall like dominoes, man.
I mean, it's not like they're going to fucking shut these companies down. They're probably going to have fairly heavy fines and start creating, figuring out how to, like, what companies could use the money to become like actual competition. Because the other thing they're looking at is, monopoly. Is Facebook like a monopoly, or is there an oligopoly or something like that going on? That kind of thing. Both of which are against law. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a trip.
It's interesting that they're finally going after them, man. I honestly didn't think they ever
Congress is stacked in their favor now. Like the Republicans are in control of Congress, so technically they now have the power to do it. Yeah. I'm surprised it's taken this long.
Well, that's the problem. Is again, most of Congress doesn't really give a shit. You know, like you said, they're all fucking essentially have their hand out.
Yeah.
You know, for kickbacks.
Well, but all the Republicans are saying, "Hey, we're not getting ours, so you guys are fucked."
You should have fucking greased both ends, grease the wheels on both sides, fuckers.
Which is what I was saying. I'm amazed that they thought they could get away with just greasing the wheels on the one side instead of fucking playing both sides. Like an intelligent corporation, like if you just want to make your people money, you grease the politicians as much as is necessary and no more, and stay the fuck out of politics because you don't want to be on the fucking cover of Time magazine.
Right.
You just want to make all the money.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You don't see Monsanto fucking doing all sorts of public shit, do you? I mean, you know, they're smart. They're staying the fuck out of it.
Right. But I think it was just the fact that they were so convinced that fucking Hillary was going to win, that it was such a foregone conclusion that they just fucking went with it, man.
Well, you would think like fucking people that run things like Facebook, Twitter, and Google would know better. Because they have more like access to more accurate like polling information than any of these other polls ever fucking will. Yeah,
it's just true, man. Yeah.
I don't know. That kind of just blew my mind a little bit.
Yeah. No, them being that blatant, man, was really fucking, really amazing.
Oh, did you see like fucking? So what is it? The FBI raided Donald Trump's lawyer's place and actually took a bunch of documents, which actually I'm not sure is even legal. Like, it kind of nullifies attorney-client privilege in a certain respect. A lot of people are saying like that crosses a lot of lines constitutionally. I'm not really sure. So it may or may not. The warrant may be justified and or at least legally justified in such a way that it doesn't violate any constitutional rights or legal rights like that. But that was a trip. But one of the people in the fucking news conference was like, well, with all this turmoil, is Trump considered stepping down?
Jesus, dude.
And I love this chick that they got right now is the White House rep. She's like, no, and that's a ridiculous question. Why are you wasting my time? Next. Just moved on.
That's fucking awesome.
She fucking just pwned that sucker. And you hear the reporter in the back, it's not ridiculous. He's like, you shouldn't have followed up. You just look dumb now.
Now you just look like a whiny little bitch, dude.
Exactly.
She punked you. Move on and let people forget.
Yeah. Well, you asked a stupid question and you got fucking owned. It's time to stop.
Yeah.
Coming back with no doesn't make you look cool.
Nah. That's amazing, dude. That's perfect, though. I mean, that's kind of Trump style too. So why not?
That's what I'm saying. They picked really well with her. Because I don't know if liberals will appreciate her, but I know conservatives will absolutely be like, that bitch is badass.
Right. Really, again, there hasn't been enough of that for a very long time. Again, just being straight out, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to do the politically correct version of this answer. You're fucking stupid, and that was a stupid question.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things. So, like, I know they had to get rid of Scaramouche. Scaramouche or whatever his name was. I'm sure I'm close.
I can't remember for sure either.
Yeah, Mad Metal Man makes a point. Yeah, Trump's narcissistic. There's no fucking way he would step down.
Yeah.
But also, there's never they haven't found anything that's even remotely close to impeachable, and they're not gonna. So Mad Metal Man goes on. I wouldn't step down, and people would hate me. See, I wouldn't step down. People would engage in civil war to have me removed after like I killed as many people as I would kill.
Right. You fools! My name was Stabby Pants, and you fuckers elected me. What did you think was going to happen?
Put me in control of the world, and the first thing you do is just, go through and take all the people who've had more than 2 appeals, who've committed any kind of murder or violent felony, and just execute them all. So you make it really clear that, like, following the law is a real good plan, because not following it is deadly.
Nah.
Child molesters, rapists, boom, just kill those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And all the ones you've let go.
Yeah, there should really be kind of a zero tolerance for that shit, dude.
Well, I would propose like they got like the 3 strikes rule. I feel like if you've committed 3 violent felonies, we should just execute you. I mean, that seems reasonable. 3 assaults and you still keep getting out and doing it again and again. Like, why should we keep letting that person out? And why should we pay for the time that they're in jail?
Yeah, that is true, man. or if not, at least put them in some fucking horrible conditions, dude. Like you got to live in a fucking kind of like how they used to do. I don't know if they still do it here, but our Arpaio's out, so they don't.
Like
but
breaking rocks and fucking chain gang stuff.
Yeah, well, no, they had a thing called Tent City, where like even in the middle of the fucking summer out here in Arizona, you would have the fucking people staying in the fucking tents outside.
Well, that's for the like fraud and the.
It was for the minor,
like that. All those white collar crimes,
and that kind of shit. Yeah.
So that they're actually being punished. They don't get to go to some fucking resort prison with a fucking swimming pool.
Yeah, again, that the federal prison thing, the shit they have access to is astounding, dude.
Yeah, well, because it's it's all paid for by lobbyists. Because the lobbyists know like half of them are going to end up there.
Right. But yeah, having like fucking swimming pools, like Olympic-sized swimming pools and shit like that. Like, how the fuck is that a fucking prison, dude?
Well, because the politicians know that sooner or later there's going to be a potential chance for them to be there, so it's in their best interest to.
Yeah, it's going to be them and their friends that are going to end up there. So make it nice.
Exactly. Mad Metal Man says I'm not allowed to run on the pro murder platform. That's his. That's his deal. But no, I mean, seriously, like, if you commit murder and like you haven't proven yourself innocent within 3 appeals, regardless of what, second degree, third degree, unless you can prove some sort of self-defense, then we execute that guy.
Right.
And if you've solicited murder by hire, we should execute that person. Execute anybody who's raped someone or who has molested a child. So I'm not counting statutory rape. I don't agree. I don't agree that should be executable. That's because there's too much of a gray area there. It might be like an older boyfriend or girlfriend and younger.
Right.
Like I don't want to deal with that kind of silly nonsense. A 19-year-old boyfriend and a 16-year-old girlfriend. A little creepy in my opinion. But not the
if it's a 40-year-old guy and a fucking 12-year-old boy, kill that motherfucker.
No big deal. Let's see, who else would we kill? Oh man,
you can't really rehabilitate someone like that, right? I mean, not really.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anybody who's sociopathic, we should just execute.
Yeah. But someone who has essentially zero, all but the zero chance to fucking.
There's a lot. There's a lot of people. The list goes on. I mean, we could spend hours.
Yeah. Those are the main ones. Rape, murder, fucking molestation. You don't get any other fucking chances. You're fucking gone.
Oh, New Killer wants to know, how do you stop railroading under these rules? I'm not sure what railroading means, and I assume he means my rules. My rules are meant to be evil. So I'm not going to try to pretend I'm a good guy.
Yeah. Kill them all.
No, it's not all of them. I mean, just all the people that make life miserable for everyone else. It's like, why should we keep these fools around?
Yeah. What about what would you do with the people that accuse somebody of rape falsely, and it's obvious?
Who make false accusations? Oh, we execute them, and instead of the painless way we normally execute people, it's painful.
Yeah. Maybe a pineapple in the cooch. Let's shove a pineapple in your cooch, dude.
Yeah, so that's what Noob Killer is talking about. People who get set up and who like you obviously would get like at least 3 appeals. And I'm sure, there'd be some sort of outcry and people would want to make at least some way to avoid execution for that stuff. Kill people who ride bicycles on the street depends on how they do it. If they actually follow the rules and they're single file and they're staying to the right, the edge of the road and not getting in traffic's way, then I have no problem with them. But if they're those people that ride like side by side and block whole lanes of traffic, we're definitely going to kill them.
Yeah. In fact, you're allowed to fucking just run them over.
Allowed? We'll pay for the repairs to your vehicle and give you a prize, but like a bonus.
Right.
A couple $100 like bounty.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Go to this shop and get your car fixed, and here's your $200 gift certificate to Target.
Yeah, Mad Metal Man, you'll be the cabinet member who is in charge of safety in the prisons. If there are a lot more accidents, you're still going to be keeping that position. I'll just tell you now. Oh yeah, the douchebags who ride in the car lane and run lights. Yeah, absolutely. Flashers? We just take
people on bikes. Are you talking about bicycles? People actually just roll through fucking stoplights?
Dude, in some of the college towns, it's awful. Like when I was in Davis, it's like they had death wishes.
Wow, that's fucking amazing.
And I didn't go to Davis College. I just had a friend that went there and was visiting. It's like in Stanford, the area around Stanford, like the pedestrians were like that. They just walk right out in the fucking road all the time.
It's amazing. Yeesh. Fucking fly right over them.
Yeah, oh no, I could clean up this country so fast. It's like, well, we'll just execute all the illegal aliens.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
Death Race, yeah, remember the movie Death Race 2000? Have you seen that?
I don't know if I want to do that. That seems like it would cost money. What I'm wondering is,
just an informal.
Could you process them into like a really good fertilizer to grow like animal feed with and stuff? Because if you grow human food from the remains of other humans, it could potentially get people sick. But if you feed them to the plants that feed the animals we eat, that would actually be fine. It'd be perfectly safe.
Yeah, it's like a buffer. It's like a.
Or maybe could you make them into some sort of like methane fuel?
Interesting.
Because there's going to be a lot of people to start with, and we're gonna. I mean, like, we don't want to fucking bury them. That's just going to waste valuable property.
Yeah. Let's try to get them young too before they start breeding other fucking, sociopaths.
Well, I'm just talking about illegal aliens right now. It's not about sociopaths.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Although, like, sociopaths are in that bunch. Yeah, no, for sure.
No.
Like, can you imagine the difference between the people that are against, like, President Trump being like, yeah, I'm going to end DACA, and they'll eventually end up in there, being deported, just naturally. We don't have to specifically look for them or anything. Whereas I'd be like, we're going to end DACA, fucking execute them all.
Let's hunt them down. Or even whatever way you guys want to get it done, but get them the fuck out.
Just kill all of them. Everybody. You mentioned the outcry of people like gnashing their teeth in tears on the streets.
And anyone protesting it, shoot them too.
No, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to create martyrs.
Yeah. Well, you kill enough of them, dude, there won't be anybody left to fucking view them as martyrs.
That's a good point. That is very true. Any left-wing professors in colleges are going to have to go.
So essentially all college professors, 99% of them. What is the number, dude? It's not that high, obviously.
It's probably like 80, 70, or 80%, but
I think it's got to be at least 80%, dude. It's fucking weird.
I mean,
think
about it. At the same time as you're doing that, you're fixing this sort of weird propaganda machine that colleges have become, and you're increasing the value of teachers so that the teachers would get paid more because there'd be so many less of them.
Yep. Supply and demand, man.
And people are always complaining that teachers don't get paid enough. So really, it seems like a perfect solution there.
Yeah. They have to have a little bit bigger class size, but they get paid a lot more money.
Mad Metalman makes an excellent point. You just kill the protesters that shut down streets and highways. Like, if they want to protest and they've gotten, like, all the, what do you call it? Proper, like, they've gotten the proper permits and made sure everybody's aware that they're going to do it, so they have permission to shut down the roads and do, like, a march. By all means, go for it.
But
yeah. But if they're going to just block the streets and shit at random, absolutely.
Yeah, if you just out of the blue decide to march onto the fucking freeway, that's a lot different, dude. That's a completely different bag, dude.
Well, I would encourage people to, like, open loaded carry all the time because they could help out with that.
Right.
Like, if the protesters start just randomly pouring out into the street, like, hey, everybody's armed. There's no reason for you not to just take a couple out and get, like, a $20 per, like, bonus.
Yeah, go back to scalping.
Yeah,
you bring me a fucking leftist scalp or a fucking hipster douchebag scalp. $20.
Oh man, Noob Killer says, I wonder how long until the liberals are pro public masturbation. Probably not long. Yeah, and I feel like we need to make a legal disclaimer. Obviously, we're fucking joking. Just in case anybody thinks we're actually inciting people to do this. No, we don't really mean it.
Yeah, it's just wishful thinking, dude. Settle down out there, people.
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many people you could add to the list. Like, let's just eliminate Hollywood.
Yeah, nuke it from orbit, man.
Just a couple of, Patriot missiles. We'll let a few of the people who are decent know, and they can spread the word to the other decent, like, right-wing actors, and we can just have them.
Yeah, let them make sure they get out.
Like James Lewis, we don't want to lose, but most of the right-wing decent actors don't live in Hollywood anymore.
Yeah, that's true. They'll live fucking in Montana or something.
Yeah, they're all moved out.
Come into fucking Hollywood whenever they have to actually have a job to do.
I don't blame them, man. Dude, yeah. It is silly. Like, because people here, like, fucking will talk about, like, we need to kill the fucking, somebody needs to, fucking assassinate the president, but they're not, like, joking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Like we're fucking kidding around. Like, it's dark humor, sure, but it's fucking humor.
Right. Yeah, these people actually would like to see Trump be executed, dude.
Yeah, I don't really want to just, maybe the prisons one, like the people who like killed people and fucking molested kids. That I'm pretty serious about. But
yeah, if you're killing, raping, or molesting, dude, yeah, you can go.
Yeah, but the rest of it is all a bunch of fucking bullshit. Like, I'm obviously not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah,
that's for James Woods. Fucking Family Guy into it.
Damn. Yeah.
Pizzas. But yeah, no, like fucking one of Trump's hotels fucking caught on fire, and people were like, burn, baby, burn. The fucking hurricane was going to go through Florida, and people were like praying for fucking Trump's fucking Mar-a-Lago to get taken out and shit. And it's like, fucking Christ, man. You realize there are other people there, right? Like, it's not just fucking his family that lives in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
There's a whole staff of people that work there and shit.
It's the dehumanizing of your fucking people you disagree with.
Yeah.
They're not, again, it's like they're not a real person.
Yeah.
They're just some concept that fucking disagrees with your concept.
Yeah,
so
it's all fine and
wish death on them. They're not real. They're not going to feel any pain. They're not actually real people.
They're evil. That's the concern for me too. It's like, that is pretty creepy.
Yeah, that is so fucking prevalent nowadays. That attitude.
Yeah.
Not, again, seemingly incapable of viewing, acknowledging people, your opponent's humanity, man.
Yeah. Well, the vast majority of people on both sides of the fence, and there's extremists on both sides, but the vast majority just want to make the world better. They just don't know how to, they don't agree on how to do it.
Right.
So you get like these extremists who like essentially have taken over the conversation on the left right now. And so all these people who genuinely like, there's most of them are they just want people to be happy. They're trying to make the world better. And they've sort of bought into and are believing these extremists who somehow managed to get the head of the party.
They're being the loudest, loud and obnoxious, dude.
But they somehow managed to like fall into that sort of trap of buying into the extremists.
Yeah.
As opposed to tending more towards like the middle sort of fucking like not super right or left wing. What do you call that? Is that middle ground?
Moderate.
Yeah, moderates. Yeah, they're the moderate Democrats who really. It used to be more of the moderates were in charge, but now it's like the fucking extremists.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're loud and shrill, people just kind of back off and let you fucking get away with shit.
Yeah. And the concern I have is that the right wing is getting a little more and more towards that every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that whole fucking horseshoe bullshit, dude.
Well, but I mean, like, the right wing right now is still mostly moderates, I think, are in charge. but it's drifting towards like more extremists being in charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a natural, or I don't say natural, but I think it's a reaction to how extreme the left has gotten, dude. You're going to get extremists on the other side just as bad.
I mean, because it's one thing to say, look, I understand you guys are scared and you're worried about gun laws, so let's discuss the gun laws, but we're not going to give up guns. That's silly.
Yeah.
But it's another thing when people are like, I'll put a bullet in your forehead and fuck the brain hole if you try to take my gun. Like it's like one of the things I respond with a lot of these tweets. I'm like, that would be civil war if you try to like disarm people or if you try to impeach Trump. Like there's certain things I think at this point that everybody's so keyed up that will probably mean civil war. But it's almost like we're fucking on this this just no fucking holds barred, no way back sort of grooved path in the ground that we're all just sort of trickling towards that sort of thing anyway. So I don't know. Fucking it's a trip.
Yeah. Interesting times we live in, man. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen coming down the road here, but
I'm very fascinated to see what happens in the next election, the next presidential election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Frankly, I will be shocked if Trump doesn't win.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad is not going to go over well if he gets another 4 years.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, they're going to be fucking rioting and shit, dude. Look how quickly the impeachment talk started. Like essentially before it was in office, really. You know what I mean? Before he actually took a fucking oath of office, they were talking about impeaching him, dude.
Well, Shapiro, nothing. That the Mueller investigation is going to come out with and encourage, like, that they should impeach as the result, no matter what the actual facts are.
Yeah. No, it's the same as most of what they did is, they started with the conclusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think, I mean, the left, unless they're absolutely completely beyond sanity at this point, and I don't know that necessarily all the left Congress people are. Like, we hear about the ones that are kind of over the top, but some of them are still moderate. I mean, the moderates must at least recognize that you can't just, essentially what they would be doing is removing Trump because they don't want to have a Republican president.
Right.
And that you can't just do that. You can't just be like, well, we don't agree with what the people wanted, so we're not going to allow it, even though nothing illegal or untoward has occurred. So I don't think that's very likely. Impeachment, I think, is extremely unlikely.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just find it fascinating. I'm like, why are you guys talking about impeachment already? It was constant in the fucking news and shit.
I think it's sort of the same old ball game of propaganda. That if they talk about it enough, people will just assume that it's going to happen and it's inevitable.
Yeah, and that it's justified, that it's warranted.
Yeah, and that it's exactly, and that it's
without any actual fucking evidence. Like, he really hasn't done anything that deserves impeachment, but he just does. Even if there's no real reason for it, he just has to be impeached.
Well, they've already tried a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a couple of fucking loony left-wing wingnuts who moved for impeachment and were like immediately fucking struck down. They just basically wanted to vote to enact the articles of impeachment, and it didn't even come close. So I think unless Mueller comes back with, the people are talking about the Stormy Daniels thing. That's not going to be enough. That's not remotely close to an impeachable issue. I mean, unless they come back with fucking letters between fucking Trump and the fucking Kremlin, where he's like, code fucking Marishnikov fucking enacted, will take over country for my great Soviet Union shit. Like, unless they come up with something like that, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. And again, if that was going to happen, I think it would have happened by now.
Yeah,
again, incredibly unlikely.
It'd be stunning if they did. But then people still think that the Russians hacked the fucking voting machines that were never connected to the internet. So I don't know.
Oh my god. Although, have you ever seen that?
Well, I have seen the guy that did it with like a memory stick, but I don't think the Russians.
Yeah, no, I don't
think they care enough.
But yeah, I don't know, man. In my mind, that shouldn't be possible. That's fucking disturbing. That they can do that.
Oh yeah, no, that's disturbing that guy can do that. But I don't think.
What if that happened, dude? This is what I fucking think is actually it's gonna be conspiracy tinfoil hat sounding, but I think it's actually a possibility that they set that up to, again, for those that aren't familiar, it's basically it's a I don't know if zero sum is the right phrase, but basically the things can be set up to where the same amount of votes are showing as cast, but you're taking away from one and adding to the other. I would not be that surprised if it came out that they did that, but they severely underestimated how unpopular Hillary was, and they didn't do enough. They didn't fucking program it for enough.
Oh, you know okay.
Yeah, maybe not, but I just think that's like, I kind of want that to be true. She was so fucking horrible, dude.
Well, I think if you put in voter ID laws, you'd find that a lot more states are red or a lot redder than they appear to be.
Right now. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me a bit.
I think you'd find a lot of places shifting to Republican pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Although, again, I still hold to the theory that I think the Democratic Party is going to be defunct, man. Not quickly, but I think they're going to be replaced by the Libertarian Party, dude.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. That can happen.
Whatever. I've been saying that for like several months, and you've been fucking poo-pooing it.
No, I said I think that could happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you, dude. Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me because you've got people like in Congress talking about repealing the Second Amendment on the left wing, and even a lot of left wing people are like that's not really that great of an idea.
Yeah. It is not possible. I mean, how many fucking millions, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people would need to fucking die. Like, you'd literally have to kill off like half the population, dude.
Yeah, I know it's not possible. I'm just saying, like, that Congress people think that that's something that they can achieve.
Yeah, it's amazing that they're that fucking delusional that they think they think that's a logical solution, or that it's even like, again, that it's
that's the
remotely possible that it would happen.
Yeah, I'm not disturbed that they're going to do it. I'm disturbed that they think it's possible.
Yeah, that's.
And I think a lot of the more moderate left wing people are like, that sounds kind of fucking crazy. I don't know that I agree with you.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm part of the system, and I do not trust the system that much. Yeah.
Fucking the California thing right here. This is some crazy fucking like over the top left wing, and it's clearly unconstitutional. So
was it Lindsey Graham was doing something crazy, right?
No, this is
sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Richard Pan he's introduced Bill SB 1424 in California state legislature. The bill would require any person who operates a social media site as defined, internet website with physical presence in California, to develop a strategic plan to verify news stories shared on its website. The bill would require the plan to include, among other things, a plan to mitigate the spread of false information through news stories, the utilization of fact checkers to verify news stories, providing outreach to social media users, and placing a warning on a news story containing false information. And they count any person who operates a social media internet website with physical presence in California as that. So, like, your news bloggers, so like Phil DeFranco and shit would have to fucking have fact checkers approved of by the state.
Interesting.
And it's to mitigate the spread of false information, the utilization, and include the utilization of fact checkers. There's no definition of fact checker. So that would be completely up to the state to decide who counts as a fact checker and what's a fact.
Right.
Yeah, any electronic service account. Oh, wow. Okay, so anybody who talks on the radio, anything.
Wow.
Oh, videos, still photographs, blogs, video blogs, podcasts, instant and text messages. So the fact that you and I and Engelhardt get on here and talk about politics, just kind of bullshitting occasionally, like we also talk about other shit too, would count. Like we'd have to get fact checkers. We wouldn't be able to go live.
Jesus.
It's like we know we're fucking idiots, and hopefully everybody that listens knows we're not fucking. We don't know everything.
Right. Yeah, but, if you're not fact checking us, you're fucking idiots.
Or just taking it for what it is, not really like news.
Yeah, it's mostly just talking shit. That's kind of mostly. That's like 99% of what we do.
But essentially, it's a silly attempt because it's completely unconstitutional. It's so far beyond the pale.
Right.
It'll never get through. Like I'm not worried about it getting through because it won't stand for more than like a couple of weeks before some judge is like, yeah, that violates the First Amendment in like every fucking respect.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm amazed at
nuclear. Yeah, just move or use a VPN. Exactly. Or fucking just register your fucking business under a fucking box office in some other fucking state.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona and New Mexico are both really good with laws for that. You could technically change your living address to a P.O. box in fucking like New Mexico very easily.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I hate to do this, man, but can we? I just realized or just remembered that I need to cook my son's tender. I got him pork tenderloin.
Yeah,
really likes it. I was supposed to put it in like an hour ago.
Oh shit!
I kind of
call help just on that bright note.
Yeah, if you don't mind, man.
No, that's fine. That's cool, man.
All right. Sorry, anybody out there that was still listening, but I gotta go do this, dude.
Oh, we had a bunch of people still watching.
Right. I know. I suck. Well, we were going to cut it off at 3 anyway, right?
Yeah, we
had about 7 minutes early.
And so Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard should be the next episode of Chatterbox, and we're going to try to do the VR chat thing again.
Yeah,
we should be able to actually pull it off this time. I think it should work.
If not, it'll be a spectacularly entertaining failure.
Yeah, with the stream afterwards.
Like, all right, that didn't work again. Let's go back to the other thing.
Exactly. All right, man. Peace out, guys.
Bye.